Hi everybody, my name is Sonia and tonight we're here to go over how to make a seafood boil. So the way that I was traditionally taught was in a pot with water, and you put your crab boil and everything in there and throw everything in there and you throw it out and everybody eats. But as a YouTuber, I've been watching other videos and I've been inspired by a couple of other people, and I've learned a different way. And so I want to share that all with you guys, my way. So we're going to start off with what you're going to need. So the first thing that you're going to need is a pan. If you already have a regular baking pan that's this size, then you're fine, but I didn't, so you can go out and buy one of these from the dollar store. You're also going to need a turkey-sized bag, what we use for Thanksgiving. You're going to use this to put all of your ingredients inside. As far as the seasonings, we are going to use some Maggi Pollo. We're also going to use some Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. We're going to use onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and also some chili powder. If you have Cajun seasoning that does not have salt, as in this one, then you can omit the chili powder, but I don't, so that's why I'm adding that. Or you can also add add a pepper or chili flakes or any substitute that you want. You're also going to need 2.5 sticks of butter. One we're going to put inside of the seafood boil, and the other 1.5 sticks we're going to use for our garlic butter sauce. Crab legs. I'm using 3 clusters here. Feel free to use however many you need to use. These have already been washed today. I use lime, vinegar, and salt. Right now they're sitting in cold water and salt. And what you do is just simply take let them soak all together in the cold water and salt, and then you just take a lime or a lemon, cut it in half, and scrub all over. Make sure you get all of the excess debris and everything off. Make sure that they're all the way clean, just like this. So these are ready just to go into the bag. And we have some shrimp. These are jumbo colossal shrimp. These are already deveined, as you can see. So we're going to keep the skin on them, because you want to keep the skin on them because you're going to put a lot of flavor in the bag, and you want to make sure that when you're eating all this stuff that you get the flavor on your fingers. So you want to make sure that you have the flavor on the shell of this. We also have corn. Here we have sausage. This is one sausage. This is just regular beef smoked sausage. You can use whatever type of sausage you like. Turkey sausage, kielbasa sausage, hot sausage, anything that you want. Here we also have just 4 potatoes. I'm only cooking for 2 tonight, so feel free to double this recipe, lessen it if it's only 1 person, however you want to do it. But I got 4. I'm cutting them in half. I know most people keep them whole. I'm cutting them in half because I feel like when you do it with this type of flavor and you have this open, it's going to absorb the flavor. Also, I have 1 lemon cut up. These slices we're going to put inside of the bag, and I'm going to use the rest of this to squeeze on it when I put in the bag. So let's just get started. Let's go over here. So we have our pan here. Also, you want to make sure that your oven is preheated to 350, which I've already done before I began the video. So we're just going to take our bag and make sure that you have everything prepared already. Everything cleaned up and ready, so that when you're ready to do this, you just really basically have to put everything in the bag. You don't want to, at the last minute, be having to clean things and make sure that everything is washed. Everything should be ready already. So you can put whatever you want in here. I've seen people do it with mussels, with clams, with, you can even put chicken in here. Anything that you want and anything that you like. But for me, this is what I had on hand, and this is what I'm going to use. So you just go ahead and start with whatever you want. You pretty much just want to make sure that everything's in there. A good suggestion that I would give is just to kind of layer your flavors. You want to make sure that everything has the seasoning on there. And because you have the crab legs and you want to make sure that they don't poke holes in the bag, you don't want holes in the bag. I suggest that if you do a layer, like right now I'm putting the potatoes, see if you guys can get a good look at this, the potatoes and the sausage, and just with this layer alone, I'm already going to go ahead with some seasoning. Just a little bit, just to make sure that everything is getting seasoned. So this is just the first layer. And right now I'm just putting the Maggi Pollo. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Creole seasoning. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of everything, because you want to remember you're going to keep layering this seasoning as you add the ingredients in. So that was onion powder. We're going to put some garlic powder. We want to make sure that this gets over everything, the sausage and the potatoes. And like I said, with the potatoes being open, it's going to soak up all of the seasoning as you cook it. This is paprika. This gives it color and also a little bit of smoky flavor. And like I said, I didn't have the Cajun seasoning that was, you know, with the heat in it. So I'm putting a little bit of chili powder. And so we're going to go in with the next layer. And I'm going to start adding my corn. Okay, so we got the corn in there. And then next I'm going to put my shrimp. And like I said, you definitely don't want to get shrimp without the shell. Because the shrimp without the shell, this is going to pack in the seasoning. It's going to keep all the flavor in there with the shell in. Even when you barbecue shrimp, you always want to keep the shell on. It's so good when you like peel it off, and then later all of that flavor just like it stays in there. Sorry guys, I'm washing my hands real quick. Right back. And then once again, we're going to go right back in with just a little bit of all the seasoning again. I'm going back in with the Maggi Pollo. Just a little bit. As you guys can see, I just want to make sure that it gets on top of everything. Because once we put those crab legs in there, you don't really want to mix it too much. This is the Cajun seasoning. Because you don't want to mess with the crab too much. Because if you do, it might punch a hole in the bag. And you don't want that. You really want all of the seasoning to stay in. It's not like if you do a turkey or a chicken, it's okay to have that ventilation in there because it helps with the moisture, but not with this. So, and this is the paprika. And last, the chili powder. And the last thing that I'm going to put in is the crab legs. And so like I said, these have been cleaned. These have been sitting for 3 hours. I've washed them completely. I wash mine with lime vinegar, cold water, and salt. Wash yours however you choose to. And you just want to be careful and make sure that you have them folded and that the claws are not going to puncture the bag. So we're putting these in. And this is my first time making it this way, but I really feel like this is going to be the best way because I love seafood. I love crab, and I have so many more recipes for seafood to show you guys. But I was so inspired by this one because I love doing seafood boils, and I'm just going in with a third layer of everything that we've done before. And this is the Maggi Pollo. But I feel like when you do it in a boil, you do kind of lose some of the seasoning. And I feel like putting it in this bag is just going to capture everything. And I can't wait to taste it. This is going to be my first time. So we're going to be doing this together. Okay, so then we're going in with onion powder and garlic powder and paprika. And if you guys notice, I'm not using any type of salt. The Maggi Pollo and the Cajun seasoning that I have, they have salt in it. And then I'm also using, we're going to put a whole stick of salted butter on top. So there's going to be plenty of salt in there. Last thing I'm going to do is take a half of a lemon and squeeze it all over there. It's your choice. Some people want to just put the lemon wedges in there. It's totally up to you. I want to make sure that it gets all over there. And then I'm also going to show you guys how to make a lemon butter sauce. So let's make sure you guys get a... Oh, goodness. Look at that. That looks good. Looks delicious. So I'm going to use another piece of lemon. I'm just going to make sure, especially on the crab, you want to make sure that gets in there. And then I also washed the crab with lemon, so it's also going to have that flavor. This whole bag is just about, you just want to make sure it's just filled with flavor. So we're going to put those lemon wedges on there. And the last thing that we're going to do, and I feel like this is really important when it comes to seafood, is make sure that you use real butter, not margarine. It may cost you a little bit more, but it is worth it in the long run. Margarine gets a little, you know, it's made with vegetable oil, so it tends to become watery. This is going to stay thick. It's going to be awesome. It's just going to add to your sauce and make sure that all of those seasonings adhere together. So after all this is done, you still want to be careful. You see I got this claw right here. It almost puncture the bag. So you want to make sure that all your claws are bent, not to puncture your bag. And you're going to put it all together. Do it loosely. You don't want to do it too tight. You see this claw right here? Almost punctured it. So do it loosely. It's okay. Just, you don't have to do it tight. Just as long as you make sure that it's sealed. And when you buy these bags, it comes with a little thingy like this. So you just want to go ahead and seal it like this. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put this in here, 350 degrees, the middle rack, for 40 to 45 minutes. When I come back, I'll let you guys know exactly how long I left it in. You guys see how it looks when we put it in. And we'll come back and then we'll work on the butter sauce. Bye! Hi everybody, so we're back. So I let everything cook for about 45 minutes since I left you guys last. I'll show you guys what that looks like. Before I take it out, I've turned the oven off at 45 minutes. I just want to let you guys know how to make a simple butter sauce. So this is just about 1.5 sticks of butter. Like I mentioned earlier, pure butter, not margarine. Don't go cheap on this. Like, don't. I promise you. It's such a huge difference. There are things that you can go cheap on, but butter and margarine, there are times for margarine and there are times for butter. And when you come to seafood, almost 100%, it's never time for margarine. Always use butter, pure butter. So that's butter. And like I said, it depends on what size and what amount of seafood you're making. I'm only doing it for 2. So I'm just going to make a small amount of butter sauce. So what I have right here, like I said before, is 1.5 sticks of butter, and it's on about a medium-high temperature, as you can see. I'm doing it in a saucepan only because I'm going to add some garlic. So this is going to be a garlic butter sauce. I realize I don't have lemon, so I'm going to use lime. But whatever you have, lemon or lime, it's still good. You just want that citrusy flavor in there. So I've already chopped up about 3 cloves of garlic, and I finely minced them. You see that our lemon is already coming to a sizzle. That's what you want in order to cook the garlic. And you don't want to cook it all the way. Even though it's a sauce, you definitely don't want raw garlic in any type of bite, but you do want it to get fragrant. So we're just going to allow it to sit there. I'd say probably maybe 1 to 2 minutes. And then in the meanwhile over here, I have a lime. Like I said, if you have lemon, that would probably be preferable. But they both will give you the acidity that you need, as well as that citrus flavor. So if you don't have lemon, you're okay. This is what I had on hand. So this is what we're going to use. So right now, all we have going is a stick and a half of butter, about 2.5 cloves of fresh garlic, finely minced. Another thing that I think is important with seafood is to have fresh garlic. I know that they have that garlic that's in the jar that's minced up already, which is convenient for a lot of dishes, but when it comes to seafood, like, some of my tips would be make sure you use pure butter and also fresh garlic. It makes a huge difference. And any other, if you want to add parsley into that bag, you could. The seafood bag, parsley, basil, or rosemary, any flavor that you wanted to add, like, always go fresh. I think that's best. So right now you see we have like a good sizzle going on with it. And you don't want to cook it all the way. This is the thing when you do this sauce with the garlic, because a lot of people, you can add a couple of things. And now that I say that, I think I will add some hot sauce. Let me see. And use the hot sauce of your choice. I'm just going to use a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce, but feel free, any type of hot sauce that you like. I'm just going to add a little bit of heat to it. And this also will stop the garlic from cooking, because you don't want the garlic to burn. And all you're going to do when this is done is just pour it. You see, you can see that, how the garlic is stopping from cooking. If you didn't add that hot sauce, it may be close to a burning point, And you always want to make sure you're just stirring it, because like I said, you're not trying to cook the garlic completely, but you are trying to get it to a fragrant stage, and also to a stage where when you bite into it, you're not just tasting a raw piece of garlic. Nobody wants to taste that. And this isn't a lot, but if you want to add, I've seen people add cocktail sauce and ketchup and other things to change it. If you want to do that, you know, feel free to do that. And then you would have more sauce, especially if you have more food. But like I said, I'm only cooking for 2 tonight. So I think this is good. And I have a container over here. Just going to go ahead and transfer this into. So that once I take all of the seafood out, let's get all of this. All of it. We want all of it. You don't want to leave anything behind. It's the good stuff. You'll regret it later. Okay, and so then I'm just going to go ahead and take out. I took this out about 10 minutes ago and opened it up just to check on it. But I just want you guys to get a glimpse of what it looks like when it's done. And I have, really quickly over here, just putting a lime in half. Like I said, if you have lemon, that's preferable. But open this up and see. It's steaming hot. Make sure when you originally open the bag, you guys make sure to stay away from the steam because it's steaming. But look at all of this. Look how good it looks. Everything's flavored. The potatoes, the corn, the crab. Look at these shrimp. Everything is flavored perfectly. And all I'm going to do to top it off, I have a lime here. I'm just going to give it a good squeeze over everything. I'm going to put it on one big platter. Put the butter sauce next to it. And like I said, feel free to do your butter sauce however you want. That's just what I had on hand. So if you have cocktail sauce or any type of tomato sauce or anything else that you want to add to it, feel free to do that. And let me know how it tastes, because this is what I had on hand. So this is what it is. This is the final thing, guys. I'll give you guys one final shot. Try it. Like I said, this is going to be my first time. I'm going to follow up with the mukbang, and so you guys will see exactly how this tastes and how it came out. But, you know, feel free to try it on your own. And make sure if you like it, subscribe. And also hit the notification post so that you guys will get any notifications for any future posts that I do. Bye.